This is the Riot Podcast, where Nikki and Obadiah talk.
It's our Thursday podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. It's another day for another podcast, and hopefully you enjoy it.
It does very much feel like Friday.
It does. This week's been long, but that's all right.
It's not
So
Friday.
not in the podcast because we did it yesterday after the show, but I do want to let you know we did a new Riot Skips Work. We tried the Krispy Kreme Thanksgiving Pie Donuts, which if you want to watch, it's up at RadioU Riot on our Facebook page. You should be following that anyways. Or if you go to RadioU Riot on our YouTube channel, you should also subscribe there too. You can watch us with our food fights and our Skips Work.
Full disclosure, kids, the Riot Podcast isn't ready yet.
So you want to keep winging it? Everything that we're not going to pre-sell anything. We're just going to let you guys hear as it comes.
Because not really technical issues, but if a technical issue is like a 9 out of 10, I have 9 ones. So I have one thing wrong with everything. And so
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah. I'm going to go upstairs. No. I'm going to make my toast.
Okay, and then go upstairs
and then I'm
do
going
that.
to take my stuff upstairs, and I have some work to do.
So I will say in this podcast, though, my favorite from this morning is when we talk about how many streaming services and subscription services does everybody have. So that's the standout from this.
You should totally get in on the action and send us your info.
So send us your number. You'll hear and understand it later. But you can text us anytime, 877-2-RADIO-U. Put your name and that you're a podcast listener. And we might not be in the studio when you actually text us, depending on when you listen. But we'll text you back when we're back in.
All right.
Enjoy the podcast.
Have a great day.
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
But I'm just going to tell you guys the truth. It's kind of weird in here.
No, it's just because of yesterday. Normally, I don't think we'd have them up yet, but it is a winter wonderland in here.
It is. What day is today?
Today is Thursday, November 14th.
It's 2 weeks from Thanksgiving.
Uh-huh.
We got all the Christmas decorations up.
Yesterday, we recorded the Radio U Christmas channel, and we always put them up when we record it to help with the Christmas spirit. Yeah.
With whatever it helps with.
Because that will be released next Friday on the 22nd, so that's why. We can turn them back off if we don't want to see them.
Listen.
I think it's nice looking at them.
Oh, did you guys hear it?
If we don't want him, we'll just turn him off.
Fine. If you guys don't like it, we don't have to have it. Try to do something nice. You don't like it.
No one appreciates it.
You know, it's not that. I said I was trying to be respectful or whatever I said. It's not that it's bad. It's just there's part of my brain that is just like, I don't know what's going on.
What day, what month, what year is it?
It's November. It's 9 degrees outside. There's Christmas lights up. I don't know what's going on.
Well, in here, it's just, a little pre-celebration.
What you're saying is that, you know what?
Doesn't matter what's going on out there.
Why don't you let go of some of your preconceived notions about the way things are supposed to be so that you can enjoy things the way they are?
In here, we could leave these up all year long. This isn't the real world out there.
No, you know what? You're right. And there I am again, bringing my outside problems
inside
this room. And I'm not supposed to be doing that, guys. This is supposed to be a safe space, not just in words, but in deeds.
I would like us to get to the point where they're like, of course the tree's up. Of course it's up.
Well, duh.
The whole year, like in April, we're like, of course it's still up.
Yeah,
we're not putting it away.
Well, it's Christmas in there all the time.
It's just our lights. It's not our trees. It's our lights in here.
I mean, it's not Christmas out here, but it's Christmas in there.
So the Radio U Christmas channel, there's a reason for it all in here. That is coming next Friday for you to experience on our Radio U app, our Roku channel, and of course through RadioU.com.
And if you want to see pictures of Nikki and I with the Christmas decorations, go check out our Facebook page, and we tweeted them as well. Find links to both at riot.radiou.com.
A Rotten Tomatoes score so high, they refuse to make it public. The Riot on Radio U.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm not very organized. Or at least, I'm not very naturally organized. I have had to... it's a journey.
It's a process.
Continuing to grow.
It's never ending.
It doesn't
Meaning
end.
like you're always learning about how to best be organized.
Nikki, they say you've got to commit to be a lifelong learner. That's what you got to do. You got to be willing to keep learning.
And that includes this too.
Yeah, it does. So I spent some time yesterday. I organized myself to take some time to organize.
That's a good idea.
For some people, they naturally organize. If you walked into Nikki's office, you'd be like, she organizes as a matter of habit.
It's just how the way I am.
If you came to Obadiah's desk, you'd be like, this guy.
Like, why is that still there?
This guy. So yesterday, I spent all this time looking at, I think, like 3 different project and personal management tools online. And do you know what I've settled on short term?
Which one?
Google Keep.
Yeah.
I've never used it like that. But Google Keep, if you have any kind of a Gmail address, Google Keep allows you to basically create little Post-its like they used to have on the dashboard for MacBooks. And then they were like, who uses this stupid feature? Let's remove it.
No one else likes it.
This is dumb. Nobody wants this. We'll just take it out.
Maybe Google Keep fans should be like, get off it. Don't use it.
I know. Like, that's why.
Now, you still have stickies. You can still use stickies on your laptop.
You can show me that later.
Yeah, okay. It's similar. It's like Post-it notes.
Yeah, I may do that. But with Google Keep, what I did was I went in and I came up with a few different. They let you come up with tags, and then you can make your notes, and those notes are like checklists. And that's kind of like the way I like to work. I like to just have a bunch of checklists to work off of, or one big list. And so I took my list and then made little lists for the lists.
Oh, I love hearing that.
This is like the best thing I've ever heard.
This is so impressive that we're talking about it. Finally, we're talking about organization.
And then I color-coded them. But
yes,
I'll just tell you, the colors were kind of random, so I could just see them, like they wouldn't all blend together.
Sure.
But I gave them different colors. And so I'm going to give that a shot for a while. I'm going to use Google Keep as the way to keep myself on track.
Man, the day comes when you're organizing your organization stuff. It's the biggest high.
You can keep your drugs. I'm organizing.
I'm organizing, and it is the best.
That's amazing.
It helps everything. It's not a bad thing.
I'm not saying it is. I'm just telling you it does not come very natural to me personally. But I recognize that one of the biggest issues that I have is you're like, okay, I have this time set aside to work on production. And you're like, right, that's one word. You have a million things to do in there. So you spend all this time trying to figure out what to do with the time. And it's like, okay, I'm trying to take a little bit of time, plan out the time, and then when I get to the time, I don't have to think about it. I just pull out my list and I can just do the list.
Well, good.
Yeah. It's a journey.
It's a process.
It's a process.
And we're excited you're on.
Yeah. I'm working on it. So I'm waiting to get high.
No, that's only when you start organizing the organization stuff.
Okay.
Like when you're cleaning out all your organization apps.
It's like a runner's high?
Yes, kind of.
If it's louder than it has to be and way worse than it has any right to be, it must be the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Who wants a cup of coffee? Me! I do!
Did you make coffee yet? Or
I did.
Is this a different cup of coffee we're talking about?
It's percolating, Nikki.
Okay, it's getting ready.
You got to go in there and get to percolate. But where were we? Oh, coffee, right. See what happens when I haven't had my coffee? The world's largest Starbucks opens tomorrough.
The Chicago one.
Yep. Tomorrow is the day.
We've got a listener who's very excited because they live there.
I know. It's
they're counting down.
35,000 square feet. It's the old Crate and Barrel building. You guys know where that is down there on the mile, the magnificent mile. You know the mile? It'll have 3 coffee bars, a cocktail bar with special drinks, and liquid nitrogen gelato. I'd be up for trying that out.
That could be fun.
What's a little liquid nitrogen gelato?
So it's super big. If you've not seen I was like the store itself.
Okay, I got it. I'm with you. Like, man, I'm really behind
on what's the it thing to do.
Well, with gelato. So
you're like, I'm not even in normal gelato.
So let's see. This location is Starbucks' 6th and last reserve roastery that's going to be built.
Because the roastery's in the building, I believe. And isn't the pastry thing too, where they bake things?
I believe so. So there will be this one in Chicago. Then there's also one in New York, one in Tokyo, and one in Shanghai. So
all the places we're all going, right?
Oh, my gosh. The Reserve Roastery in this Starbucks will be wind-powered.
Oh, really?
200 employees will be staffing this new location, many of them coming for the opening from stores around the country. So there will be some local people, but a lot of them will be from all
Workers.
over. The stars
In case
of each Starbucks being flown in.
In case you're in Chicago, you're like, it seems like there's a lot of barista or Starbucks people. That's why.
That's exactly why. So it all opens up tomorrow.
It looks neat. I used to go to Chicago all the time, but it's been a few years. And
it's been a while.
It's been a while. It would be fun to go back.
Maybe it's time for you to fall back in love with the Windy City, Nikki.
I stopped going when, we used to enjoy Giordano's there, and now we have one here 2 minutes from the station. So it's like, well, it's not really a necessary thing to go anymore.
Now, I don't want to be the guy that, but the way you feel about Giordano's, it's that Starbucks.
Yeah.
It's going to be what we have here.
Which is bigger, yeah. But, and I will, the Giordano's here is not the same as the...
I still haven't gone over there and eaten pizza, and they've been open for 2 years.
It's not the same. It's not made with the same Chicago love.
I just don't feel the need. And now that I've chosen a dairy-free lifestyle...
Oh, yeah, good luck.
I mean, they're putting a whole block of Velveeta on one slice.
So tomorrow is it's the world's largest.
World's largest
Starbucks in Chicago.
Yeah, it opens on, I keep wanting to call it the Miracle Mile. It's the Magnificent Mile.
It's the mile.
Wow, not only are you already awake, but you're listening to The Riot? Your day is off to a pretty rough start. The Riot on Radio U.
Sometimes when you wake up in the morning, you don't know what you're in for. It could be that you're headed into work where you're going to be fed donuts.
Never know. Leftover ones.
You just never know.
From coworkers, videos from the day before.
It could just be a plain old normal day. Or some days you wake up and it's not going to be great. You got to go to the doctor. You've got to go to this. You've got a loved one in the hospital. You've got something that you've got to face, and it sucks. And you know what? Why pretend that it doesn't suck? It does. It's the worst. You shouldn't have to do it, and I'm sorry that you have to. And I just want to say that. I'm sorry for what's going on in your life. I am sorry that there are rough things that you have to face. I can't fix it. There's so many times where I see people that I love or even people that I like, just going through something, and I'm like, man, I wish I could fix that. But I will tell you this. You do not have to go through whatever today is by yourself. Best day, worst day, day, you don't have to do today alone. And I don't think you should. God wants to go through your day today. He wants to help you face the things that you think that you cannot. Somehow, God gives us the strength to do that. I don't want to have days like that. Nobody does. But if you find yourself there, I want you to know you don't have to do it alone. Or if today is a straight up party, then hang the streamers and grab God's hand and invite him to that party. Invite God into today. Just say, Jesus, I want that. I don't want to face today alone. I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit, and I want you to show me how to live. And you know what? God is all about that. Just ask him.
Everything you love about The Riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Want to say hey to Tim. He texted us. You can be like Tim. 877-2-RADIO-U. And here's what he says. He's mad about Disney Plus. Jumped on the bandwagon like everybody else. For the most part, liked it. But then one movie I wanted to find, which is called Rocket Man, not the one about Elton John, is not on Disney Plus.
I can't tell if he's teasing because it's the Rocketeer.
It's the Rocketeer, not Rocket Man.
Which I think is on.
It is on Disney Plus.
So, Tim, I can't tell if you're joking or not because sometimes that works out with text messages.
I highly recommend The Rocketeer. That is a fantastic movie. And you know what? I actually think that The Rocketeer plays way better now than it used to.
Oh, when it came out?
I mean, I didn't see it when it came out, but I can tell you, the soundtrack, I watched it 2 months ago. I don't know, maybe longer than that, but I got something where I was like, oh, I got to see The Rocketeer again, and went back and watched it and just absolutely loved it. It's not perfect, but it's very, very good. So, for what that's worth. But Disney Plus, Nikki, they announced yesterday that by the time they were done with their first day, they already have 10,000 subscribers.
No, try that again. It's not 10,000.
I'm sorry, 10 million. Oh my gosh. I actually.
Like, it's a little low ball, right?
When you said try that again, I was like, no, it's 10. I know it is.
That's not the part you
I
got
read
wrong.
it.
It's not it.
It's got a 10 in it.
You're correct on that, but it's
Don't tell me I'm wrong.
It's 10 million, not 10,000.
Yeah, okay, so it's 10 million. They've got 10 million subscribers.
Is that supposed to be a lot? I couldn't tell.
That's what I thought.
Because Netflix never tells you, a lot of stuff. And
well, Netflix has 60 million subscribers in the U.S., 158 million globally.
But Disney Plus is not available yet globally.
It is not. Though I'll just tell you, I kind of thought they would have more subscribers than that. And I mean, it's not like 10 million is nothing, but I thought the number would be higher. But there's also an element of, I'm sure there are plenty of people that don't care.
Yeah,
Like,
that is true.
I feel like most of my friends and family and whatever have been like,
they've been counting down.
they're just like, I can't wait. It's going to be so cool. But I'm sure there's a large segment of the population that's like, yeah, I care.
That noise is exactly it.
Yeah. So,
But I mean maybe that's why Disney Plus will still continue to advertise. I mean, they're not.
Oh, yeah.
They're not there yet in the market.
Yeah. But it is. I have found things that I like watching there, like The Rocketeer. And last night I watched. What did I watch? Something. More of the Black Cauldron. I don't know. I was playing with the TV. So I was screwing around with everything.
Something to have. Just something to pass the time, isn't it? Just another service. Just another app.
No.
No, me and the 10,000 other people.
That's right.
Really loving it.
And I'll tell you right now, Disney Plus has turned me into an Obadiah Plus. Before I was just Obadiah, but now I'm Obadiah Plus.
Now with everything else. Have you still spent any more time with the Apple TV Plus?
No.
No, not at all.
Right past it. Just bounced right off of it. Right off of it.
Now maybe they have.
Yeah.
Well, no, they gave that one for free for practically everybody.
What?
The Apple TV.
Well, you get the first 2 episodes free.
They're giving a lot away for free.
Well, they need you to look at it.
Maybe the Riot would sound better if they spent less time improving their lives at their gym. That was sarcasm. It's the Riot on Radio U.
Brooklyn wants to know, Obi, how many streaming services do you have?
Oh, that's private, Brooklyn. It's private information.
I think it's time for you and I to come clean, Nikki.
Oh, how many we have?
Yeah. I want you to name off all your streaming services.
I gotta grab my phone and look.
Shut up.
No, wait, what is that? No, if you want me to get it right.
You don't have it written on your heart?
I
got
don't.
it tattooed on my arm.
Are you talking
Everything.
everything? Well, I have YouTube Red.
Okay.
I have YouTube TV.
Okay.
I have Netflix.
Okay.
Amazon Prime.
Okay.
I have Viki, Disney Plus,
Okay.
Friendly TV,
Okay.
and Apple TV Plus, but I didn't pay for
You
it.
didn't pay for that.
And is that it? I think that's it.
Okay. That's not
So
bad.
how many are we at?
That's at 8.
Oh, darn it. Some are seasonal. Okay?
Yeah.
Just seasonal.
YouTube TV will go away.
Yeah, I had that for some of the college football stuff. And Friendly Thing is just for the Hallmark Christmas movies.
Yep.
So not all of them are year round.
So I cheated. I also have Friendly. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
It's not really for me, but I have it. So Friendly, Amazon Prime, Netflix, Disney Plus, and
You have YouTube Red, don't you?
YouTube Red.
Yeah.
That's it. So 5.
All right. See? It's not so bad when we're just
we ain't
honest.
got cable.
But we got cable a long time ago.
Justin says you don't have Hulu or Spotify? No.
No, I
only
used to have Spotify.
I only have Hulu when they email me a free month. And then I have Hulu for a whole month.
And for Spotify, we have this bigger one. It's just called RadioU. So we just have that all the time.
She ain't lying.
And it's free.
She ain't lying.
But I think that's all the other ones we have.
That's it, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. She wanted to know if I have any video game services, and the answer is no, though I do plan on signing up for 1 month of EA, when the Fallen Order thing, I think that's tomorrow. I'm going to do a month of that.
Can everybody else text us your streaming numbers just so we can compare and contrast? Okay. Like, I just want to know, are we in the same ballpark everybody else is at me at 8?
I will tell you, Nikki, I think sometimes you and I live in
a different world, don't we?
We're like a girl in a bubble. Where
so just everybody run through it.
It seems perfectly normal, of course. And other people are like, what?
Oh my gosh.
Are you doing?
So if you guys just take your phone and just scroll through real quick and just count them up and then just text us the number.
Yeah, that'd be
great. We
won't
tell anybody. We just are curious to see how we're doing.
It was bad enough the first time around, but now it's worse. Don't believe us? Just keep listening. You'll find out soon enough. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Well, we have a flag on the play. It's fine. It's fine.
We'll do the news piece in a minute. We're going to need to take a look.
This is news.
It is.
This is news, we swear.
So here's what we got. We asked people to tell us how many streaming services they subscribe to, because I feel like Nikki and I are in a bubble, and we think that it's perfectly normal to have 40 different subscriptions.
I have 8.
And then somebody busted me out, and they're like, what about Xbox Live? Okay, so I'm at 6 now.
You have 6.
What are we doing with our lives?
What do you mean? Some of them are only like a couple of dollars a month.
If it makes you feel any better, I didn't buy Xbox Live. My Xbox Live subscription runs out next May, but it was actually a gift. So that is what it is. Okay, there's that. But let's see here. Oh, man, you guys are coming at us so fast. Leah says she has 3. She doesn't name them. Justin's the one who asked about Xbox Live. He says Xbox Live and Netflix. That's
only
2.
2?
Only 2. Justin has 3 video and 1 game service, so he's at 4.
We're getting better.
Okay. Adam has 2.
Why are they not our high numbers?
That's
why,
all.
Why is that not it? Technically, I'm still in the lead at 8.
He's got PS View and Netflix. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Jonathan has Netflix and Funimation. He says, I'm kind of surprised it's not on Obadiah's list. You know, Jonathan, I do not subscribe to any anime services currently.
We've done Crunchyroll for like the free one, but
yes.
That didn't last.
I've even paid for Crunchyroll because I was sure I was going to go back and watch all this stuff. And after 2 months of not, I was like, okay, it's time. Let's put her down. Let's see. Keith says he only subscribes to 1, and it's his wife's account. That counts.
It does count.
That counts. Let's see. Dana, I have Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, and sometimes HBO Go. And she also has AMC's Movie Pass.
Oh,
that's another service.
That's another one.
That's another service. Nathan says he would argue that the gym is a subscription.
We're talking like media. We're doing media.
Okay, so Nathan says he's got Xbox Live with Game Pass. I'm still calling that one. Nintendo Online, VRV, that's another anime thing. Netflix, Amazon Prime, Audible, Hulu. He's at 7.
Oh, come on. I need someone who has more than 8.
All right, we got to blow through some of these. Let's see. John says 3. Aaron's something else. Peter says 5. Andrew says 1. Xbox, Sling, Netflix, YouTube, Premium, and Hulu. That's 5. Josh is at 0.
Josh!
You know what, Josh? You're out there living a real life, huh?
That's goals, right?
You're out there living a real life.
Total goals.
Let's see. This person whose name I don't have did 2 paid. Julia has 4. Chuck has...
Seems like 3 or 4 seem to be the main ones.
Chuck's like, I have 3. Crap, I have that AMC thing too. Loretta has Netflix, but that's a T-Mobile bonus. Let's see. And Janet says she has 4 if you count the iTunes service where they sync your library between your computer and the cloud. So...
That doesn't count.
Oh, dude. Jacob also has 0. Well,
Nothing? You don't even have Netflix?
You know, the Riot's free, so what do you need all that other stuff for?
That's true. Hopefully we take up all the time.
Yeah. Peter says he's at 6 if you count Google Play Music. And we do.
We do. That
because
counts.
That's what YouTube Red is.
Streaming sort of subscription services.
Josh says he's got 4. Chuck says, what about iCloud?
No.
You know what? Here's where we are. I just want to say that I'm glad that... okay. One of 2 things is happening here, Nikki.
Yeah.
Either you and I are completely normal, or we've gathered all of our fellow freak shows together in one place. Okay, that is also a possibility.
That is the show. We all enable each other.
People have started listening to Radio U and like, oh yeah, these people like me. Let's sign up for another stream.
And another. I think that's kind of it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's just a nice reminder for us to take a look at what we're paying for.
Okay.
And do we need it? And like I said earlier, some of my stuff is seasonal, so it's a reminder to cancel when I'm done with it.
I will say, when we hit January, my subscription numbers, there will be like 2 or 3 services I'll cancel.
I think I'll get back down to like 4 or 5.
Should we cancel one today? Can we cut one today?
No, I cut one yesterday.
So you're good.
The day before. I already cut one.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
So you would have been at 9?
What? What?
It's fine. Yeah, I just want to say this. You win. Okay? You're absolutely the winner.
Yay. Oh,
absolutely.
Gosh. Oh, boy.
The only morning show brave enough to say that Chicken McNuggets are part of a balanced breakfast. The Riot on Radio U.
Here's what we got. I should have scrolled down and gotten his name. I think it was Aaron, actually. Still scrolling.
There's been a lot of text messages.
Obadiah doing his homework live when everybody else is around.
When it should have been done earlier.
Yeah, well, whatever. So, okay, here's where we are. Motorola, the phone people. I have a Motorola phone right now. And even though I trash talk it, in reality, there's nothing wrong with my phone. It's Sprint that sucks. Oh, I'm sorry.
You're still in contract with them. Don't say that yet, okay? When you go to cancel, you don't want it to be unnecessarily hard.
Okay. But Motorola yesterday announced that they're bringing back the Razr. And you may or may not remember how many years ago was the Razr popular? Like 15 years ago or something? It was a flip phone, but it was a Razr. So it was razor thin.
Mm-hmm.
So thin, Nikki.
I was just on my earlier phones. I had a pink one.
If you can't be thin, at least your phone should be. The all-new Razr.
That wasn't the tagline. That wasn't anything with it.
It should have been. But the new Razr, I love it. I'm not getting one, but I love it. It's an OLED screen. It is a flip phone. You're like, man, flip phones suck. No. It's a flip phone that is a smartphone. So it's a bendable OLED screen. You know, we've seen all these people talk about it. And it closes up into a hard, like the background doesn't have some touch screen or whatever on it. It closes up just like an old school Razr phone would do. And then when you flip it open, it's a smartphone.
Yeah.
That is cool. I like
nice.
it. I like the form factor. I like the idea. We've gotten really used to these phones being kind of big. I mean, like, you know, your smartphone, you're used to it, but it's kind of big.
Sure.
What if you could fold it in half? That's kind of awesome. And Nikki's not feeling it.
I still like it. Bigger the better.
Well, yeah, but okay, what if you could take your iPhone and fold it in half?
I just still see technologies being a problem when we bend things.
Sure.
So I don't know. I'm still a little weary.
To be clear, it will probably be a problem now.
Yeah. No, it'll be a problem.
Next year, and next year, and next year.
It'll be a problem when you're like 2 days after the problem fixer of your...
Right, the warranty.
Of your warranty is done with. That's when we have an issue.
No, but this is one of those things where it's like everything else. This tech will trickle down to you and me at some point. I mean, it's $1,500 now. And you didn't think they could make a phone that was more expensive than the iPhone.
They're doing it.
Motorola's like, here, hold my phone. Hold my earpiece. Watch this.
Hold my Razr.
Yeah, so they did. It's $1,500.
It looks nice. I think Razr had a cult-like following. And, you know, as our smartphones get more expensive, people flirted around for a while with going back to like a flip style phone where it was just for texting. Basically, that was it. For this, though, it has the look of that flip phone, but it is way expensive.
Well, Aaron's really excited about it. He's the one who texted us. And Aaron, I feel like you need to take a deep breath, buddy. He's been texting us about it. I'm just like,
he's
all
excited.
Right. He is
That's
excited.
really good. We're glad that you're excited about it.
Holy crap, Katie's right. She said, so basically it's a tricorder.
What's a tricorder?
Well, I know you don't know what that is, but on Star Trek The Next Generation, back in the day, they had these little boxes they would carry around, and it would flip open and have this screen in it.
Oh, is it that?
Oh, my gosh. That's
Katie,
exactly what it is.
You made it even more wonderful for him.
You want to know something funny? If you came down in my basement, you would find a toy tricorder sitting out. So it's just like...
You already have one.
It looks like a prop replica. They did a great job with it. It's cool. That's the
What? Mm-hmm. What? It is.
Said the woman with 9 streaming services.
8 streaming services.
Yeah,
and
for
hey,
now.
I bought you one of those phaser things. Do you remember?
You did. I guess
and
what?
something that
It's
goes
sitting-
on the wall.
It's sitting right next to the
So
tricorder.
I bought you many Star Trek things to where Amazon was very confused when I'd buy them.
Yeah, okay.
Because at holiday times, it's like, we don't know what you want.
Oh, dude. Aaron says, now you know how we felt with your Disney Plus hype. You know what? Fist bump, Aaron. I can take that. That's a criticism that's well received and well deserved.
Yeah.
You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
I'm looking here. Nikki, you know how I feel about coffee. Like a year ago, just became I've drank coffee for a long time, but like a year or so ago, it was just like, oh, it's so good.
I feel like I've watched you improve in your knowledge of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's not, I'm not just saying just because you take coffee plain, like you're a better coffee drinker.
I am, but that's fine.
But I feel like you're more confident in how you drink it. And so
Right.
you don't need all the stuff where like, I like the creamer and all that.
Yeah. Just to be clear, drinking coffee black makes you a better person. And a lot
I
of
didn't
people
want to say that. I don't think so.
A lot of people see, like Nikki feels like that's not true, but that's how people who don't drink it black feel, because you're having a coffee milkshake. And I just want to be clear, just you understand.
Sure.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Maybe I shouldn't say
it's not wrong.
Maybe I'm not a coffee drinker. I'm a creamer drinker.
But the other side of it is that somebody like me encounters somebody like Jared from Uvoya, and the reality of it is that he's so far gone past where I am that even I feel like he's gone too far. But I'm looking through Engadget. It's a website that we like. They have posted a lot of their Christmas gift guides.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's November. No, I know, but Thanksgiving's 2 weeks from today, and a lot of people, I can tell you from a trip to the store I had yesterday, a lot of people are out shopping. Lots of them. So they put out like their coffee gift guide, and there are a couple of things on this that have gotten my attention. One especially, I think for Christmas this year, I might ask for an AeroPress.
An AeroPress?
Yeah. An AeroPress is $30, which means that you could conceive, unless you're in a gift exchange where your family's like, we only do $10.
No, that should be good.
Or we only do $15. Like $30 is that's a pretty cheap ask from somebody. And they say that it makes spectacular coffee. Like I've heard great things about it. And it is, if I'm getting it right, and I could be getting it wrong.
Please tell him if he's not.
It's like, yeah, please, everyone text to tell me how wrong I am.
All at the same time if you could.
So I think what it does, as I understand it, is like, you use a French press, which I make coffee with a French press a lot. I like it. But French press coffee has a tendency to be dirty coffee.
Because the grounds
end up coming through and you get it at the bottom of the drink. But with an AeroPress, it's supposed to be, I believe, a much cleaner cup of coffee, because instead of pushing a filter, you're actually pushing air and it's pushing it through the filter. And I guess it makes for cleaner coffee. I don't know. So doesn't that sound fascinating?
Was there any other things on there, or was that the main thing?
Well, there's a couple of other things, like they think that a great gift for a coffee lover in your life would be a coffee subscription. So there are multiple.
No, we can't do anymore. We talked earlier.
We've already been there.
We talked
Sorry,
earlier. We have too many subscription services. We cannot add another one.
So the idea is you would pay somewhere between $20 and $40, depending on what you wanted to do. And there are several services that will just send you specialty coffee from around the world once a month. That's kind of cool.
It's a good idea.
So like this one, well, here's one that's $13.50. Here's another one, but it starts at $13.50. So you can go a lot higher if you want to. Other things on the Engadget coffee Christmas list is the packed coffee kit, which enables you to travel. And I'll tell you, you know how it is when you travel. Coffee's such a dice roll, right? You just never know what you're going to end up with. Pretty soon you end up at a Starbucks and it's like, oh my gosh.
Are you talking like then you can make it in your room or something?
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Like, this thing, it for sure has got, like, it looks like it's got a container, a grinder, and something to brew with. Like, and it's all in one thing. Of course, it's $150.
Well, don't look at that part. It's the holidays.
And then they have a few tumblers that they recommend, Nikki, which...
I love tumblers.
Nikki's like, I'll take
on board.
All the tumblers.
I don't have to put coffee in the tumbler. I can put whatever I want in there.
Whatever I want.
In case you're wondering, yes, we do get complaints.
They have gone too far. This time, they are going to be held accountable.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Nikki, I feel like you have the vision for this story.
It's so cute. It's so adorable.
Tell me about Narwhal.
So Narwhal is a puppy that's been trending since yesterday, and it's a 10-week-old puppy that they found, I think, over the weekend in Missouri. So a dog rescue shelter has him, and he is available for, I believe, adoption at this point. But
I thought someone had already adopted him.
Maybe, but for Narwhal, full name, Narwhal the Little Magical Furry Unicorn, is a little 10-week-old puppy that has a tail coming out of its forehead, like a narwhal tusk.
So it's a freak of nature.
What is wrong with you? No, it's not. It's adorable. It doesn't wag, though. It's not a tail.
It's a mutant.
It just has...
It's a genetic aberration.
It has something that is wrong on the front.
Right.
Or not wrong, just different. Just different.
I looking at it, I was like, that wouldn't keep me from adopting the puppy.
Well, no, that actually, I think, helps your chances.
Then Nikki is like, oh my gosh! Tell him, Nikki.
I bet you people are clamoring because, man, you can make a social media star out of this. Because at first people are like, oh, do you want to remove the tail from the face of this puppy? And it does not do anything to the puppy. Like a narwhal, that's like a tusk. It's like a tooth. For this is literally just...
It's a hunk of flesh.
It's just flesh hanging off a tail. It doesn't wag, but it does move. Like when you're walking, it doesn't hurt him at all. So you know they're not going to remove it. That's what this dog will be known for.
Nikki's right. The problem with dogs, and don't get mad at me when I say this, but they're the same. Right? You get different breeds or whatever, but when you get into it and you're like, hey, I've got a golden lab and a golden lab, let's take their picture.
Like, what about Grumpy Cat and all the other ones? Right. They have something that makes them unique.
When you find an animal that's unique, Nikki's right. That is your social media gold mine. You could quit your job and just take Narwhal the puppy pictures and you would be fine.
They would have to, at that point, probably limit and actually really take some information on who could adopt him. Yeah. You would, because I'm sure they just got so many responses.
Or, man, you know what? Like, there's somebody's going to be out there just like, he is the one.
I know. I have to have the Narwhal. The online
Narwhal
attention
leads us and shows us what to do and where to be.
The attention has been crazy. A spokesperson for the, which is Max Mission, which is the place that has him now, has been crazy. They say they feel like it's a dream. He's not yet ready for adoption, but that has not stopped people from trying to do applications for him.
Well, I'll just tell you right now, I don't know exactly how the shelter works where he is, but if people come in and buy animals, they should just start the bidding.
They don't buy. Well, you go through the process of adopting him, and he'll do that when he's older. He's still too young. Okay. He was found with another dog, which they think might be his father, and his name is Papa Smurf, and he's a terrier mix.
He's blue?
What?
Is he blue?
He's not blue.
He comes from a long history of dogs with the mutant X gene, giving them strange and wonderful powers.
If you see him online, Narwhal, he's really cute.
Can he fly? Can he fly?
No, he can't. He's just
Can
a puppy.
Shoot optic rays out of his eyes?
He's just a puppy with a tail on his forehead. That's it. Who can't, we can all say the same thing. Just wants to be loved for himself.
He's tired of people that are just focused on that. He wants somebody that look him in the eyes without staring at the tail.
No, you're like, don't look. Don't look. Just look at the eyes. I'm not looking at your tail.
My eyes are up here.
Well, that's where it is, though. That's the problem.
That's why I can't look.
The Riot really wanted to do this live, but now they can play video games and eat rice cakes instead. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
Yesterday, I bought and sold a TV. I sold my TV. I put it on Facebook, and it sold in less than 5 minutes.
Look at that. A successful sale.
It was one of those moments where you go, I'm not charging enough for this TV. I mean,
or it was just the right moment, right time. That does happen every so often.
Yeah, the guy that bought it from me was actually like, you know what? If this had probably been like any more than this, my wife wouldn't have gone for it. But he was like, it was just the sweet spot. And I was like, well, it was for you and a whole lot of people because I've never had more response to anything I've sold on Facebook ever in my whole life.
And they wanted to buy it, not just trade for it. I mean, that's when it's really special.
He was at my house inside of an hour with cash in hand and took the TV off. And it was just like, what just happened? So I put in my new TV last night. The TV I sold was a 70-inch. The TV I bought was a 65-inch.
Do you feel the difference?
It's killing me.
Oh, no. Oh, and you didn't think it was going to be.
I didn't think it would be that big of a deal. And what I'm trying to do is...
You were pretty confident it wasn't going to be a big deal.
I'm trying to get over it.
If not, why don't you just take it back and get the larger size?
Well, I could not...
It is more money.
Well, here's the thing is like, I can't afford this quality of TV at that screen size.
Gotcha.
So the idea is that I sacrificed the size of the screen for the quality of the image so that I could buy what I consider to be a very nice TV.
I got a fix for it. Just get closer to it.
Actually,
move everything closer.
I actually thought, I was like, if you moved your couch about a foot forward,
you won't notice.
You probably wouldn't care at all. And so that may actually be my solution.
You come down and like, why are you so close to your TV?
Well, but okay. Do you know that's the other thing I thought about? I was like, well, if I have guests or whatever, that's not really going to work. And then I thought, yeah, how often do you have people over to watch a movie? Like,
and they don't know that this is a smaller size than what you used to have. It's still fine.
Very seldom does that happen. And so Nick says, I done told you. He actually was one of the people who was like, dude, you don't want to go down. TV, it's gonna drive you crazy. Like, you don't want to do that.
Well, you're used to watching a certain size.
Yes.
So these are big. These aren't big problems in the real world. But
I'll just tell you right now that like I was in my basement looking at it, like it seems small, and I was like, you are such a freaking spoiled brat. Like, you are such a freaking brat. Like, here you are. You have 65-inch TV, and you're complaining
this isn't even your main TV.
That it's too small. And it was just like, what am I doing?
Hey, this is how the world is. This is how it is.
I know. So,
this is the problem.
I looked. I mean, like, quite frankly, for what I paid for that, there are plenty of 70 or 75-inch TVs I could buy in that price range.
But you wanted this look for this TV.
I wanted the fancy. And I'll tell you what, dude, that TV is crazy bright. It has, you ready for this? Some of you won't get it, but if you do, there's 384 local dimming zones. And so and I know you're like, what does that mean? I get it.
Well, tell them what your other TV had.
15.
So that's a big difference.
Yeah. So it actually, the thing that's the most shocking is sitting there and playing video games. And, one of the things that's hard with LED TVs is to have like black right next to white, because white is super bright. Black, you want it to be really dark. And this TV does that in a way that is incredibly impressive. So I don't know. I think I'm just going to
have to get used to it.
I figure after a couple of days of use, I probably won't even notice anymore. But my first reaction, I hated myself. I was just like, why?
Why is it so
why are you like this? You are a spoiled brat. There are people in the world without clean water, and you're like, I can't believe this TV's smaller. I mean, I really tortured myself last night. Just like, what is wrong with you?
Hey, that's okay. Keep moving forward. Keep going.
This incredible luxury item that you have been able to get, that is just, you should be on your knees thanking God.
Think it's a balance, all right? You can still have the larger TV and still help others. It's a balance.
And I do.
See? So then there's nothing to feel bad about.
But I'm just like, man, don't tell people. Don't tell people how bad you are. Please
we can all relate.
I gave during the last fundraiser, and all I got was this crappy morning show. This is The Riot on listener-supported Radio U.
Nikki, would you trust Google with your money?
With my money? Like as in a bank?
Uh-huh.
Probably.
Google is looking to become your checking account.
Oh. But they'd probably use a bank, but they'd be the front face for it.
It looks like search on one hand, Citigroup will be the credit union that will handle the accounts.
So is that like Citibank or something? Or
yeah, I think
Citigroup?
Citigroup is like, even Citibank is like a part of Citigroup or whatever. But
you'd be going to like a credit card or a credit kind of company, but they'd be your checking accounts.
I guess.
Yeah.
So it's nicknamed Project Cache, CACHE, and it would be a Google quote unquote checking account. What do you think?
I could see maybe, banking. Who banks? It's like we don't do much banking anymore.
Well, I know, but the thing is, like, if you're going to get paid, your money has to be. It has to go somewhere.
It's got to go somewhere.
Under your mattress to Google. Where's it go?
I don't think banking offers, like us, the everyday person.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
A lot of stuff. And in fact, for some, it probably hurts you if you're not following the banking guidelines that your institution offers you for like overdraft and things like that.
Okay, thank you.
When you're in the negative.
Yeah. The negative.
When you're in that sort of stuff.
Have you spent the last 60 seconds trying to figure out where to put that in?
No, it just came to me. Just right at that same moment.
Okay.
So I don't know. I feel like that could be modernized in a way that we would probably use banking more.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the current banks would be interested in that.
I don't know.
Because they seem slow to change. So
my bank that I have right now, I'm just like, that's fine.
Just okay. That's all we need.
It's not like I ever have to go to an ATM, and I can deposit, if anybody writes me a check or whatever, I can deposit it with my app. So I'm like, I'm good. That's all I need.
So at that point, Google would have to tell us some good reasons why we would want to go change to something else.
It says Google, here we go. They're promising not to sell account holders' financial data.
Okay. Is that something that our banks do?
And they say that they're going to be looking at trying stuff in a digital way.
Oh, all right.
I don't know what that means.
Well, it might be something. I guess we'll keep an eye on it.
I already have so much of my life tied up in Google. I'm almost like, I feel like maybe having someone else at least handling my money other than Google, that's probably a good idea.
Well, they also say sometimes if you do banking, like you're not supposed to be at just one bank. You're supposed to
diversify?
Yeah, just in case anything were to ever happen.
I got so much money in the bank, I have to put it in other banks.
No, it doesn't have to be a lot, but you're just... With this, maybe you could have some over there and some in a more traditional bank. Google already has so much of our lives as it is. There is a convenience factor of if it already knows everything.
And they're counting on that, Nikki.
They are. They're hoping for that. That is the biggest plus it has.
Right. So, I don't know. But they're working on it. Next year, Google could be your bank.
Hey, so what do you think of Obadiah?
The truth is, he's not a very nice person.
Okay, well, what about Nikki?
The very best there is.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
Let's see here. Have a Kit Kat.
Oh, throwing it at me. Okay.
Oh, no, don't. Let's not make it a bad
You
thing.
tossed it at me. Now, yesterday we did a Riot food fight. We skipped
you can watch
work.
it.
You can watch as we tried the Thanksgiving pie donuts that came out from Krispy Kreme. So you can watch us skip work and go try those at Radio U Riot on our Facebook page or Radio U Riot on our YouTube channel.
Now, can you explain to me what ruby chocolate is again?
Just a type of chocolate, I think.
So is this ruby chocolate?
I think it's just
like
chocolate. Maybe.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know.
This is a Riot food fight, unofficial food fight. We'll start with the orange.
Is this you just wanted to have some Kit Kats this morning and they sounded pretty good? You thought maybe we'll just eat one?
No, it's more like I keep looking over there and there are stacks of food. And I feel bad that Madison went to Lebanon, brought back this food, and we haven't eaten it yet.
And you haven't tried? Well, we had some of it.
I got my own.
You got your own orange one?
Yeah.
So are you trying orange or the ruby one?
Let's go with the orange.
The orange Kit Kat?
Smells like orange. It smells like those Christmas morning. You know what I mean? Like the Christmas orange chocolate.
The ones that break apart?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is orange. That's orange. I like orange. I don't know if I like orange and chocolate.
I'm out on that.
Is it too orangey?
Yeah.
Too much? Wow, that is, it lingers. It is a lingering orange taste.
It's, you know what? This is the truth of almost all, especially artificial flavors. It's all the aftertaste. Like it all comes down to.
That was the very first taste. It wasn't even aftertaste.
Oh, see, I feel like
it was both.
I got chocolate the first time, and then after 2 seconds, my face,
if you love those orange chocolate balls that you break apart into like the orange slices, you would absolutely adore an orange Kit Kat.
Yeah, you would dig that.
So this is a ruby one?
Yeah, ruby.
From Lebanon, a ruby chocolate.
Made with ruby cocoa beans.
Oh, it's good. It's like a white chocolate underneath it, it feels like.
Oh, that's quite good.
What is that? It's different. What is it? I don't think I've ever had a taste like that before.
It's very unique.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers to it. There's a lot of stuff. It almost feels like a raspberry or like some sort of berry underneath it.
This contains no artificial colors, flavors, or preservatives.
What's in there? That is something. That's a lot better than the orange one.
Oh, enormously better.
It's got so many layers of taste to it. It's very weird.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a Ruby Kit Kat.
Well, I mean, you can order these online, but
next time you're in Lebanon, just pop on in.
Hand delivered it to us from Lebanon.
That was so sweet. I mean, we have so many other snacks in there from there. We could not get through them all.
Well, here's the deal. Nikki and I are working on, we've got birthday cake Fruit Loops. We've got roasted turkey Pringles.
We've got upstairs the holiday sodas that everybody been sending us pictures of. So we've got those to taste test. We got to, even if it's not tomorrow, like next week, we got to get on it.
Yep.
We've been slacking.
Come on, guys.
We got to bring our A game and start eating some of this stuff.
She's not lying, guys.
So maybe we'll do an official one tomorrow and we'll do more next week.
It's a good idea, Nikki.
Okay.
Thanks for hanging out with us while we ate Kit Kats. It's a nice little morning.
Aren't you guys happy you did?
I like Kit Kats.
Again, the Ruby ones, those are something. That is such a different taste.
She's not lying.
That's great.
Ruby Cocoa. Wonderful flavor.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh, no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
You can keep your drugs. I'm organizing.